Welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore, a lighthearted podcast aimed at connecting our listeners to their local government and demystifying the role of government in the city of Kenmore. I'm your host, Amber Clifton. In this episode, I sit down with the city's Recreation Program Supervisor, Maurita Colburn. Maurita has the full scoop on everything happening on the waterfront in Kenmore this summer. Please enjoy this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore. I am here today with Maurita Colburn, our Recreation Program Supervisor, and I'm going to chat with Maurita about water activities happening in Kenmore this summer. Hi, Maurita. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell me about these waterfront activities that people need to get involved in this summer in Kenmore.
Oh my goodness, so many. Well, first of all, aren't we just extremely blessed to be living at the north end of Lake Washington?
Yes, I think that allure to Kenmore is the waterfront. And so we really want people to know about everything that's happening out there. There's a lot of cool stuff going on this summer.
There is. And we are kicked off the summer with that fantastic weekend this last weekend. It was so sunny and so warm. And I was actually out on a kayak on Lake Washington on Sunday. And I took a photo back at Logboom Park. And it was just shoulder to shoulder people.
Really?
Using the beach and the dock and the lake, and there were seaplanes landing and there was boats everywhere, and it was beautiful.
I might have to pick your brain about kayaking because I definitely want to try out the kayak rentals, but I've never been kayaking, so I don't know.
Oh, so fun. I've got you.
Do you stay really close to the shore and just like not venture too far off if you're a first timer? Is that
You can do that. That's an option.
Or do you go with the philosophy of just go for it?
It just depends on how far you want to be adventurous. Once you get out onto the lake, there's actually, quite a bit of wake from the boats. There's planes landing. There's actually like runways for the planes that you have to watch out for.
Oh.
So you want to make sure that, you're clear of those at the same time that a plane is coming in, so there's things like that. But really overall, stay near the shore. It's totally safe. There's so many birds and herons, and there were 3 bald eagles on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to check that out. And you're the person that has the info about how to do that, right? Because I don't own a kayak.
Correct. I've got lots of info.
All right.
Let's kick it off with the fact that Kenmore has tons of water access parks, but we also have 3 boathouses.
Oh.
So there is a boat garage at Tlaqueties Park. There is a boat garage at Rhododendron Park, and there is a boat garage at Logboom Park. Wow. And all of them are activated with different types of programming that is available for our residents to jump in and participate with.
That is so cool. I only knew of the one boathouse that you can clearly see from the bridge. So what's happening at Tlaqueties and Logboom for the public?
Sure. So Tlaqueties Park is the newly renovated park down off of 175th. And the boat garage there is run by the Kenmore Waterfront Activity Center, known as KWAC. And they do all sorts of man-powered paddling opportunities. Paddling is when you have one oar and you switch from side to side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then there's kayak paddles, that are both sided as well.
Mm-hmm.
But under the Kenmore Waterfront Activity Center, they have outrigger paddling organizations, as well as dragon boat paddling organizations, as well as they have programming for SUP, which is the stand-up paddle boards.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we can talk for a minute about each of those opportunities.
Please.
Yeah. So the Hawaiian outrigger paddling, they provide opportunities to get on the water. They call them practices 5 times per week through the Tlaqueties Park.
Oh, wow.
And so generally March through October is their season. And the organization is called the Hawaii Waha'o Puget Sound Organization, otherwise known as HWAPS.
HWAPS.
And so it's a larger organization, and they have beginner to advanced, and they also have a racing team. So they actually have a team out of Kenmore that goes around and races regionally in outriggers.
Oh, that's so fun. I had no idea.
Yeah. The Dragon Boat group does as well. So both of these groups are part of a larger organization or larger regional groups, which is really fun.
Yeah.
The outrigger is the one where it looks like a really long canoe, but then it's got the branch off the side with the float.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's got like the arm off the side. So that's what an outrigger is. And you can come and try an adult paddle on Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturdays. Or they have youth paddling, specifically keiki paddling,
Cute.
specifically on Mondays and Saturdays. They are a membership organization, but you can come and practice and try up to 3 times before they ask you if you want to join.
Right.
They do have all the waivers and everything online, so you need to fill out the waiver and get that going. But they love to have newcomers come. They also love to share the Hawaiian culture and the Hawaiian history of the outrigger. They have other cultural events that this group participates in throughout the year. And it's just a super fun way for parents and kids together to get in a boat and paddle together.
Yeah.
As part of a group. It's really fun. So come down and try a Hawaiian outrigger.
I'm going to give that a try. That sounds really fun. Hawaiian outrigger. Okay. Very cool.
And then the other one is the Seattle Flying Dragon Boat Club with dragon boating. And dragon boating is the skinny, longer vessel. It can actually have up to 20 paddlers.
Oh, geez.
With the dragon boat at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And so Seattle Flying Dragon Boat Club is also a larger group. They have their practices out of Twakwitties Park here in Kenmore for adults and kids. And then they also are part of a regional group that does racing. There's actually a really big dragon boat festival in Seattle every year.
Oh.
And our Kenmore group has a competitive team who goes down there and races.
Oh, fun.
And they do pretty well. Yeah, there's just all sorts of, if you've never been in a dragon boat or if you want to compete, like there's a whole team.
That's so cool.
So there's a lot of fun things. And the Seattle Flying Dragon Boat Club is for ages 12 and up, whereas the outrigger keiki can go much younger than that.
Right.
So if they're younger than 12, try the outrigger.
Okay. Good to know.
But they all are sharing Twakwitties Park and the KWAC boat garage out there. And so the dragon boat practices on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday mornings. They have other practices at the south end of the lake as well.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming you can just go out and watch too if you are maybe
you can.
Curious, you want to dip your toe in it, but you're not quite sure yet. You can kind of go and observe and see what's going on. Yeah.
They might ask you to help carry one of the boats down to the water.
Okay.
If you're just standing around doing nothing.
Sure. You might as well help out if you're there and standing around.
You can get a real feel for how heavy the boats are.
Yeah, I imagine.
And how to move them in and out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can definitely go and just watch them. You can go to one of their larger festivals or races. Those are all listed on their websites. Or you can jump in and just try it for free.
God, that sounds... Have you tried it? The dragon boat?
I have not been in a dragon boat yet.
I want to try that.
So they keep trying to ask me to get into one, and the schedules just haven't matched up. Yeah. And I'm like, I know, I swear,
sometime
I promise.
Sometime this summer you will. And
yeah,
what is and so what about these rentals that you can do that's just Log Boom, correct?
So there's a Log Boom boathouse, and part of that, and Log Boom is the park that is right at the tip of Lake Washington. Mm-hmm. Twakwitties is farther down the slough.
Right.
And then Rhododendron is on the other side of the slough, across the 68th Street Bridge. Mm-hmm. But Log Boom is the one that you see, the little beach sandy area and the boathouse right off of the Burt Gilman Trail. And so inside the boat garage at Log Boom is the rentals through What's Up, Stand Up, Paddle and Surf. And so these are man-powered rentals. They're open for the season, which is great. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend making online reservations so you have what you want. You can walk up, but I highly recommend reservations.
Okay.
And sometimes reservations are required. They have a program where, well, first of all, they rent single or double kayaks, they rent canoes, they rent the stand-up paddle boards. And these aren't like the kind that you like purchase at the store. These are like commercial grade equipment.
Oh, wow.
So they're super sturdy. They're well balanced. They're good for beginners or if you really know what you're doing and you want to be more adventurous. But yeah, it's a great rental option. They also have hydro bikes. Have you heard of those?
I have never heard of that. What?
Oh my goodness. So fun. So you can see that on their website, but basically it's a floating bicycle on water. And it's balanced, but you're in a seat. You feel like you're on a bicycle and you're pedaling, but you're actually, it's got a little, what are those called on the back of like the steamboats? The little,
like a little propeller?
Yeah. It's got like a little propeller that when you pedal, makes the propeller go, and it's got the wheels are on it's on little floats.
No, I have
And
never heard of this before.
So fun. Yes.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah. So you can double kayaks. You can get 2 adults and a toddler in there. You can go as a family, or you can do a canoe and put 4 people in there. These are great, either single or family activities, just to make good memories on the water.
Yeah, I've never heard of a hydro bike, though. I'm going to be checking that out this summer for sure.
There's another popular rental activity where I think I mentioned reservations are required, but basically it's a one-way. You can rent a water vessel, a stand-up paddleboard or a kayak or whatever, and then you go down to Bothell Landing, which is another What's Up stand-up location.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn in your water vessel for a beach cruiser and you bicycle back on the Burke Gilman.
Oh, really?
So you can make a loop where you are on the water halfway and then you're bicycling on the Burke Gilman on the way back.
That's so clever.
Now, is it also convenient that there's a couple breweries on the way back? I don't know. You have to figure that out with your rental agreement,
right? And
what time you have to return the equipment. But, I'm just saying there's lots of options.
Better on the way back than on the way there,
Yes. Yes.
That's very cool. Okay. And so and you obviously have links for all of this for people who want to go check out all of these different events.
The other one is at Rhododendron Park. And that's the one that you see from the bridge on the northeast side, but it says KPB, Kenmore Public Boathouse. Mm-hmm. And so housed in there is a nonprofit group called Kenmore Community Rowing Club. And so this is rowing versus paddling.
Okay.
So, think of like a crew team or the boys in the boat from the University of Washington. Like that's crew, that's rowing.
That's serious upper body strength, hard work.
Yeah. Well, it can be. It can also be recreational fun.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenmore Community Rowing Club, KCRC, they have a full schedule of youth summer camps for ages 13 to 18. Every week is scheduled for the whole summer. They have camps available. And it's everything from learn to row, like never been in a boat before, to some of the high school students who are training for their high school crew team.
Okay.
And to keep their skills up over the summer. So did you know that the North Shore Crew, which is our local high school crew program, it's made up of North Shore School District high school students.
Right.
We have sent to the national level teams who have won in the top 5 the last 2 years in a row.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And yeah, it's an amazing program, and they are just leaving this week to go down to Florida to compete. So we send all the good vibes down there with them and go North Shore, and hopefully they'll come back with amazing news again this year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much cool stuff happening on the water in Kenmore.
Yeah. And KCRC also has a really vibrant adult rowing program.
Oh, they do?
They do.
Oh.
So, and they have off season, they have training events. And then in season, like they are now, they are out on the water. Usually their adult rowing program is out on the water at 6 a.m. almost every day.
Wow.
And so for those of you who really love that early morning, beautiful water, see all the wildlife while you're rowing. It's just a great community. And then they balance that with every other Saturday. They have like a rowing club happy hour at one of the local businesses just for team bonding and to hang out. And these are some really great communities that really have personalities and good groups of people to meet with. And so I really encourage everyone to check out KWAC at Tlaqueties, KCRC at Rhododendron, and then of course rent, if you want to go more independent, rent something at a log boom.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. And can I just remind everyone, too, that in May of 2023, the city of Kenmore did pass an ordinance that life jackets are required for anyone on a man-powered vessel on any water in Kenmore.
I was going to ask you that. So when you go to do these rentals, is that part of the package sort of thing, is a life jacket?
Definitely.
Okay.
So one of the distinctions is that life jackets, it's required now since this ordinance to actually have your life jacket on your body to be wearing it Coast Guard approved life jacket to be wearing it zipped up, buckled, the whole bit. It can't just be attached to your sup board anymore. You actually have to be wearing it if you're in the Kenmore waters. And that's for safety. I mean, our waters, like the sun was so warm this last weekend and it felt amazing. But if you go under our waters like 2 inches, it's icy cold again.
Right.
And so really there's just so many things out of our control. There's, underwater plants. There's, we have some buried trees and wood and things in Lake Washington. There's just a lot of things, boat collisions, there's a lot of things out of our control. And so we want to make sure that everyone's super safe and actually wearing their life jackets when they're in Kenmore waters. And you asked if life jackets are provided as part of a rental. They definitely are provided as part of a rental. And Steve, the owner, or whoever's working at What's Up that day, they'll make sure that you have the right size and fit.
Oh, good.
But we also have life jacket loaner stations at our waterfront parks.
Oh.
Eagle Scouts, our local Eagle Scouts, thank goodness for them, right?
Yeah.
They built a life jacket loaner station at Twaquadees. And so there are life jackets hanging there. And then there's also a life jacket loaner station at Log Boom Park, which is great. And then if you're down by the Kenmore Public Boathouse, right next door is the public boat launch, which is run by Washington State Fish and Wildlife. And they have a life jacket loaner station.
Wow.
On the back wall of the restrooms there at the boat launch. So there's no excuse not to have life jackets. And so really, we just want to make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah.
And those are free to use and borrow. And
is it just sort of the honor system? You just grab one and put it back when you're done, or?
100%.
Cool.
Yeah. So a lot of the life jackets are donated. If you have some life jackets that are still in really good use, like none of the buckles are broken and there's no sun damage or mildew, and it was made pretty recently and it's Coast Guard approved, feel free to drop those off at City Hall and we will disperse them to our life jacket loaner stations.
Good to know. How does one know if their life jacket is Coast Guard approved?
If it is Coast Guard approved, it will clearly be labeled as such inside the life jacket.
Okay. So
yeah.
Good to know.
So the distinction would be like swimming pool arm floaties.
Right. I was just going to say that.
Are not Coast Guard approved. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noodles, pool noodles.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We don't want any of that at the life jacket loaner stations. We just want Coast Guard approved so that everyone can use them while they're swimming, while they're playing, while they're floating, whatever vessel they choose to be in on the water.
Yeah.
So
very cool. Anything else for the people about water activities before we sign off here? You are a wealth of information.
Thank you. Well, I would just say, just try it. I mean, really, there's no harm, no foul in just reaching out to one of these organizations, filling out their waiver and being like, hey, I'm going to come down and my child and I, or, my friend or whatever, try it alone, try it with friends, and just get out there and try it, because these are very welcoming groups. They're super excited when new people show up to teach them not only how to row or how to paddle, but about the why. Like, why is it good for you? Why is it healthy, for your body? Why is it healthy to be part of a community and part of a, local group of people who are working at the same task? When you're paddling together, in sync with the same boat, like, that's fun. It's challenging.
Yeah, the collective effort, definitely. Yeah. The teamwork. Yeah, a lot of value in that for sure.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's not a big time commitment, so you can just try it. It's like 2 hours, total.
Yeah.
And try it, see if you like it. And if you love it and you're like, hey, I want to do this, then, contact each of the organizations and find out how to either join their membership or buy their punch card, or each one has a little bit of a different system. But I will say each one also has scholarships for their memberships and for their camps. Scholarships are available. There's also discounts if you join the Kenmore Waterfront Activity Center, which is that umbrella group. There are discounts for the paddling and rowing clubs. So there's just really no excuse. We live in such a beautiful area. It's all just right there.
Yeah.
And we should all be at least trying it.
Yes. Everybody should try and get out on the water this summer. Kenmore definitely offers beautiful waterfront in, like you said, several different spots. So go check it out.
And where's the fun? The fun's on the water.
That's right. The fun's always on the water. Maurita, you are a gem. Thank you so much for your time. and for your information and the knowledge passed along to the people. I appreciate you.
I appreciate getting the info out.
And I'll see you on the water this summer.
I am looking forward to it.
Thank you.
We're going to dragon boat, you and I.
We'll be in the races by next year for sure.
Woohoo! They have the coolest jerseys.
I bet they do. Are there dragons on them?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay.
And fire. Lots of fire.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Be sure to check back for more interesting topics and conversations. And as always, don't forget to ask yourself, where's the fun?